Hello everybody, so my name is Toon Bouten. I'm the CEO of tadoº, the intelligent climate management company, which is in principle is all about making sure that your heating and cooling is done in an intelligent way. As you're all aware, global warming is really happening. 17 of the 18 hottest years have been this century, the 21st century, and it just continues. Look at last year. This was the warmest year ever, with a lot of drought, very little rain, and after this period, a lot of storms, floodings, bad crops. So a really big disaster for nature and for human beings. And of course, this cannot go on. We had the Kyoto and the Paris Agreement aiming that the global warming be not more than 2% this century. But we as human beings use a hell of a lot of energy. And what you don't know probably is 1/3 of all the energy used in the world is in heating and cooling of buildings. This is done in a very inefficient way, very ineffective, and nobody talks about it. Everybody talks about cars, everybody talks about refrigerators, vacuum cleaners, but nobody about the biggest user, which is climatization of the homes. And today, there are 1 billion households which are heated and cooled. 1 billion households. And due to the global warming and the economic growth, another 1 billion is added in the coming 10, 15 years. So this is very bad news for global warming. And something needs to happen here. The question is how to save energy for heating and cooling. Of course, one can say shut down all the heating and cooling installations, but I think you don't want that at home. You want to have a home which is comfortable, which is really enjoyable. So the trick is to have the right combination from and saving energy and make it even more comfortable as you have it today. And this can be done. And this can be done via intelligent climate management, which in principle is a combination of the two, saving energy and delivering more comfort to the homes. With this solution, we have seen over a few 100,000 installed installations. You save approximately 25% energy. And 25% is a lot. I'm sure that you don't know probably your energy bill for heating and cooling, but it is in Europe an average 1,000 euros, or average is worldwide $1,000. So that means your saving is 250 euros or dollars a year. And if you have 1 billion households cooled or heated, it's 250 billion saving on an annual basis. And that really has an impact on the global warming. What does it mean, intelligent climate management? In principle, there are 3 ingredients in it. The first one is making sure that you only heat and cool when it's really needed. So if you're away from home, you don't cool, or if the windows are open, you don't heat and cool. Or if the temperature outside doesn't request heating and cooling, you don't do that. Secondly is managing really the heating and cooling installations, for matching the heating and cooling requirements with the energy consumption. And out of that also drawing a lot of data for additional services. And thirdly is making sure energy management, which is in principle matching the energy demand with the energy supplies. So that are the 3 components which are in intelligent climate management. And we from tadoº, we're really in the forefront of this intelligent climate management. And our products are in principle based in 3 product stacks. The first is the hardware connecting as many as possible homes. The second thing is the consumer, connecting the consumers via our apps. And the third part is connecting services via data-driven services. And of course, it's very important first to connect as many as possible homes, so you have to be extremely compatible with all the different types of installations for heating and cooling. And in Europe, there are approximately 20,000 different types of heating and cooling installations. So it means we really have a huge database and a huge engineering work to make this really happening. But the really trick, of course, is in the usage of these connections. And the user gets connected via our apps, and with that, of course, he is doing all the settings he or she wants for the temperature in the homes or in the rooms. But there are a lot of skills in the apps, skills, for instance, like geofencing, which you determine at what distance you're automatically shutting off or putting on the heating. Or, for instance, another one is air comfort, which tell you what is the quality of your air in the home, but also what's the quality of the air outside the home. And it tells you to open or to close the windows based on that. So skills are very important. And the third part is very important, is all these data-driven services. So we have hundreds of thousands of installations, and out of that we are getting a huge amount of data every few seconds. And based on this huge amount of data, we are building and packaging in services, data-driven services. We do that for consumer services like, for instance, care services, where you can see how your installation is working, but especially also for big companies, installation companies, utility companies. For there we are offering software as a service solutions, for instance, heating as a service, maintenance as a service, or energy as a service. Of course, we are working on two sides. We're working on the B2C side and on the B2B side. And the B2C side, in intelligent climate management, is primarily addressing the innovators and early adapters, which is approximately 15% of the market. But the really big opportunity is on the B2B side, especially on the utility companies. The utility companies are really changing in the moment their business models from energy commodity to energy services. And we are delivering a lot of tools and services for these services, which are energy as a services, maintenance as a service, and heating as a service. So we are really part of these service offerings, and these service offerings are principal for every household they have. And there are very big ones, like in Aeon, with roughly 15 million households. So they automatically have embedded our solutions in their service offerings they are doing. So a huge opportunity for tadoº. If you look at tadoº in numbers, tadoº is founded in 2011 in Munich. So we are with approximately 180 people. We are growing very fast. So we grow year over year 100%. So we see that our products, our connections have a lifetime for approximately 14 years. That means you have 14 years time to put services on top of the connection with the homes. We have a lot of patents in place. One of the founders is a patent attorney, so there are not a lot of patents, but very good patents, which is very important. It's not about the time, but about the quality. And last but not least, we have more than 30 utilities as a customer. We are well funded with $100 million US, so we don't need funding. But important is we have funding to develop our business further. So, with the tadoº Intelligent Climate Management, we make sure that every home can be heated and cooled intelligently, because that's our mission, as there is no planet B. Thank you very much.